Are you on Threads yet? Wait, what's Threads? Threads is a new social media platform launched by Meta, the parent company of Instagram, and it launched just under a week ago. That's right. Of the time of this recording, it's been almost a full week of Threads. Now, what exactly is Threads? Well, that's what this video is going to be all about. My name is Lowell Brown. I'm from Going Social, where we take the complicated out of digital and social media marketing and make things a little more easy and simple for you. In this video, I want to talk about Threads. Threads being this new Twitter-like social media application. It is very similar to Twitter, and some call it a Twitter killer, but is it the same? Is it different? Is it better? Is it worse? That's what we're going to get into here on this video. Has Threads been all hype so far? Is it even catching on? I mean, there's some social media platforms where they launch and nothing really happens or things fizzle out. Well, so far, I really like Threads. Now, I'm coming from the perspective of somebody who has used a lot of different social media platforms, and the one that I never could really get into was Twitter. And what's surprising to me is Twitter and Threads being similar, I really like Threads. I don't know why I'm drawn to it, but with Twitter, it became too noisy. It was not fun. It was hard to follow things. And I never really got into it, but I'm having a lot of fun on Threads, and I'm reconnecting and engaging regularly with people that I've lost touch with on other social media platforms. And maybe that's the biggest draw for me, is the fact that I am now having conversations almost like I'm, like what social media is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about communicating with one another, forming relationships, talking about different topics. And that's something that I've kind of missed and noticed. It's different than LinkedIn, even as an example. Facebook, which used to be like that. I don't use Facebook as much, but I'm drawn to Threads, and I'm talking and responding and sharing information with other people on Threads. So let's get into the launch. So Threads was supposed to launch last Thursday. It ended up launching a day early. It was kind of a sneak launch on Wednesday. And what's different is a lot of these new social media platforms that have come out, they've kind of done this sort of slow launch, or you have to get on a wait list to launch. Threads wasn't like that. It was like a free-for-all. If you have an Instagram account, you can create a Threads account. And one caveat that I should mention is what I've heard is that these two accounts are connected. So if you cancel your Threads account, you're going to cancel or delete your Instagram account, vice versa. So I don't know if that's fully true. I haven't tried it, but that's what I've heard, is that they are connected. So keep that in mind. In terms of the launch, here's some stats. Within 2 hours of launching, Threads had over 2 million accounts created. That's crazy. 10 million within 7 hours. And what I've heard is 30 million in the first day. That is one of, if not the fastest growing social platform of recent times, if not ever. I mean, this is just exploding. So it's getting a lot of momentum. But what I love most about it right now is that it is clean. And what I mean by clean is that there's no bots, there's no spam. Well, I have had a little bit of spam, but not much spam. And it's a fun, fresh environment. And because it's fun and fresh, people are exploring it, people are using it. And I think that's what the draw is for me. It's been very easy to use. It's basically a new platform where you can chat with others, follow public conversations, and respond. You're basically engaging with people in an open forum, but you're doing that in like a threaded conversation. And that's what makes it fun is, someone can post an opinion, they can post an idea, they can share information, and you can respond, or you can add value to that, or you can repost it. That's what's made it so much fun for me so far. So I know you must be asking, hey, what are the features? What can and can't you do on the platform? And how is it different than Twitter or other social platforms? I'm going to get into that right now. So first of all, when you do a post, you can add up to 500 characters, and that's more than Twitter, and it's not the most of any other platform, but on a threaded conversation platform, that's pretty good. And what I have seen some people start to do, and not many, but sometimes, if you have a long thought or a almost like a mini blog post that you want to write, you can post one thread and then follow it up with and link it to that initial post. So you're almost commenting on your own thread, and that causes this kind of tiered thread, right? So I've seen some people do that, which makes it fun. You can share photos and you can share videos up to 5 minutes long. Now, so far, I haven't seen a ton of video. I've seen a little bit, but what I am noticing is that people are mainly using this like they would Twitter. It's more of a text consuming platform and a discussion platform rather than a video or photo consumption platform, much like an Instagram or TikTok would be in that respect, or even YouTube Shorts. Another thing that's interesting is when you do make a post, you can include a clickable link in that post. So sharing articles, sharing, a link to your website, that kind of thing, it's all fair game. Whereas on Instagram, you can't have an active link in a direct post. So that's kind of a bonus of Threads. Now, like I mentioned, you can like a post, you can comment on a post, and you can also repost. So if I see a post that someone else has done that resonates with me, I can repost that in my own feed, and others can see, share, and comment on it as well. Now, how else can you share? Well, that's interesting because there's two ways that you can share a thread. You can actually share it as a story post on Instagram. So you can share it as a story. And here's the surprising one, and I think it's a little dig at Elon and Twitter, is you can actually take your thread and tweet it. That's right. When Meta launched this, you would think that they would not have any tie to Twitter at all, but they actually include the functionality to tweet a thread, which I think is just funny. Now, there are some things that are still kind of locked down or limited or aren't available yet on the platform that many believe will be launched eventually. And at this point, I kind of like the fact that it's not, everything's not built into this app. It makes it a little bit different. But there are some things that some people miss and wish were part of this platform. And there's some features that are missing that I think it's just better that they're not there. One in particular is there's no direct messaging within the platform. And for one, I don't miss that. I mean, there's enough other platforms where if people want to direct message, they can find you. You don't really need that on this. If I want to, I can, write a thread and tag somebody else in it. It is public, but if I want to privately message them, because Threads and Instagram is linked, I could just, click over to Instagram, and there is a link within Threads to do that, and I could send a person a direct message that way. So I really don't miss the direct messages. But there are a couple things that I do miss. The first and the biggest for me is the ability to bookmark or save a thread. You can do that with Twitter, you can do that with other platforms, but right now, if I see a post that somebody's published, or if there's something that I want to save, it could be a link, it could be photos, it could be a video. There's no way to do that right now. There's no functionality. You have a couple options where you could share a link, so I could send myself a message with it. I have kind of shared it to another platform so that I could save it that way. And the other solution, the best one that I've come up with so far, is just taking a screenshot of the post. I mean, if it's a video, that's not going to work as well. But if it's a text post and there's something there that I want to keep, you could take a screenshot. And if you really needed to pull the text out of that, you could always cut and paste from, the apps that are built into your phone that way. So that's one feature that for me is kind of the biggest missing piece right now. And many believe these will eventually get added. Another feature that's missing right now is search. So currently there is a little search tool within Threads, but that is mainly for you to find other people, to find other accounts to follow. So you could search for a person or a company, or basically you're searching for that the thread owner name, the account name, and that's all that it's used for. But if you wanted to look up a topic, if you wanted to find, let's say, a theme or a conversation or something like that, or someone posting a specific word, there's no functionality currently in the platform to do that. So the search tool is a little bit limiting. And along the lines of that search, hashtags are not actually used right now on the platform. Now, some people are kind of doing a post and adding a hashtag, but it's not clickable. It doesn't lead to kind of a threaded, a themed thread or a thread of threads. So hashtags don't work on the platform right now. You can't use it for search. You can't use it for trying to adjust your feed in any way. That's just one little drawback. It's not a huge deal right now, but it is, again, another drawback. So that basically is all about Threads. It, to me, is a Twitter killer. And personally, I don't mind if Twitter goes away. Like I said, I never really used it a lot, but I do really like using Threads, and I found it enjoyable. I've reconnected with some people that I haven't spoken to in a long time. I'm having discussions, and much like other platforms when they first came out, almost like Clubhouse, you're able to find those, big accounts or big people and directly interact with them. I remember on doing that on Clubhouse, where I was in a small area with people and I was able to have a conversation with people that I would never be able to communicate with, or would just simply wouldn't notice me on other platforms. So it's been kind of cool to reach out to certain people on platforms like this. Again, that's one of the benefits of it being new, fresh, not too many people there, that you're able to do that kind of thing. But you got to take that advantage when you can. And that's what I've been doing with Threads. It's been a lot of fun. I've seen a lot of people who are just addicted to it already, in a good way though. And again, it's very, I would say it's a positive environment. People are having fun. There isn't as much spam. There isn't annoying bots. Right now, there's no advertising on the platform. So like I said, it's fresh, it's clean, it's light. People are having fun with it. And I urge you to check it out. It is another platform that you can interact with and engage with, and again, have to spend your time marketing with. But I think in the end, it's going to be worth it, because this is back to the basics of social. You're having conversations, you're connecting with people, you're engaging, and you're sharing content and information. And that's what it's all about. So check out Threads. You can find my account below. I will include the link below, and I would love to connect with you on Threads as well. Once again, my name is Lowell Brown from Going Social, where we take the complicated out of social media and digital marketing, make things a little more easy for you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, and catch me on Threads.